Welcome to the first training video for Amadeus, the replacement to ClinGrade, the medical student evaluation system. To begin, I'll start by going to www.umms.med.umich.edu/Amadeus. You are prompted to log into the system with your username and password. And what you'll see is the coordinator view when you first log in. This is the first page of the coordinator view in Amadeus. You can see that there are 5 pages: Clerkship Set Up, which is selected, Manage Clerkship, Mid-Clerkship Feedback, Grading, and Reports. You'll see up in the top right corner you have your unique name. If you would like to switch departments or log out, you can do so from here. You just click, and from the drop-down, select either Log Out or the department that you would like to switch to. The department that you are currently working in is in italics, whereas other departments that you have access to are shown not in italics. Not every coordinator has the ability to switch departments or do work in multiple departments. So if you only have one department, you will only see one option below this line. Within Clerkship Setup, you have some instructions for what you are to do on the page, as well as a selection for academic year and period. If you would like to stay in the same academic year, but switch the period you are working in, simply select the next period from the drop-down. If you would like to change which academic year you are working in, select the new academic year from the drop-down. For now, we'll work in academic year 2014-2015, period 1. As you can see, the instructions for this page are: assign learning experiences and evaluators to each student. Here you have a table of all the different students that are assigned to take a course in internal medicine in academic year 2014-2015, period 1. This data table and all other data tables in Amadeus are filterable, meaning that you can switch which order you see things in and also reduce the amount of results that appear. At the bottom of the data table, you will see total records. This indicates that for this data table, there are 68 rows. For the data table in Clerkship Setup, that would indicate that there are 68 students assigned to internal medicine courses for academic year 2014-2015, period 1. You can scroll within the data table to see the other students that are assigned. If you would like to sort the data table from something other than student name, which is pre-selected, you can do so by clicking the column headers. As I am making this video at the end of academic year 2013-2014, student levels have not all been adjusted. So as you can see, we have a lot of M2s that are registered for an M3 level class. Don't worry, after the year has changed, these student levels will automatically update to say M3. Number of assignments indicates how many faculty members or residents have been assigned to evaluate this given student. We can sort the table to see the highest number of evaluations that have already been assigned. We can see that Stephen has 2 faculty or residents that are assigned to them, so does Grace, and Jessica has 1. However, the rest of the students have no faculty or residents assigned to them. So we have some work to do. If you would like to work on only a small section of the students in this data table, you can use the search function. So let's say you only wanted to work on students whose level is currently M3. Just type M3 into the search box, and you will see that only students with the level M3 are available in the data table. You can also see that your total records have been filtered down from 68 to 24. If you are only interested in students in a given course, let's say the intro level course, 700med.u, you can type in 700, and then you will see that only students in 700med.u appear in the data table. 42 students are registered for this course in period 1, filtered from 68 total entries. If you'd like to see all students and return to the full list, simply delete what is in the search box. And now you can see that we are back to our original number of 68. If you would like to copy the information that is in this data table, simply press Copy. This means that you can now go into Excel or Word and paste this data table, and the data will be the exact same. You can also download all of this data as a CSV, which stands for comma separated value. This is a version of an Excel file that can be used in many other applications other than just Excel. To download this as a CSV file, simply click CSV and save to My Documents as, let's say, Amadeus test. If we go to our folders, we will see that Amadeus test is there and that we can open it in Excel. And there we have the data table in a very plain format, just as we saw on Amadeus. If we go back to Amadeus, you will also see Print View as an option. If we click Print View, what this shows us is that you can simply print from your browser what you see on the page. So for this, you would hit Print. And your browser's print commands would come up. I don't actually want to print this today, so for now, I'll hit Cancel. Now we are on this page, but we want to go back to the previous page where we had all the other options. How do we do that? Simply by hitting Escape on your keyboard. Now, to show you how assignments work, I'm going to start with Lauren, because she has no assignments. If I click her name, I see a pop-up, and we see that there are 2 panels within this pop-up. That is, 2 areas to do actions on. You have first, choose learning experience. What this means is that for this course, there are different potential forms and evaluations that a faculty member might receive. You can see that for inpatient 1, we have specific dates that will happen. If we'd like to assign that to the student, we simply move it over. If we'd like to assign the next experience, let's say outpatient 2, we simply move it over. If we'd like to change one of our choices, we select it from the Chosen Learning Experiences list and move it back. If you'd like to move on to the next student without assigning evaluators, you can simply hit Next Student. If you'd like to go back, hit Previous Student. You might have noticed that now we are automatically in the second panel. That is because Lauren already has a learning experience assigned to her. If a student has a learning experience assigned to them already, the second panel will automatically open. If you would like to add more learning experiences, you can go back to the first panel. But for now, I'll simply assign some evaluators. I'm going to assign Abdullah to this learning experience. So we select the evaluator and the learning experience, and hit the arrow. If we'd like to assign another faculty member, we select that faculty member and move them over. If we'd like to say, no, I don't want to assign this faculty after all, just as in the top panel, you select and move them back. From here, you can also move on to next student. If we move to a student that does not have a learning experience, we will automatically be sent to the first panel. If we move to a student that already has a learning experience, we are automatically sent to the second panel. I'd now like to show you some different learning experiences that might be more applicable to your department. So I'll click out of here by clicking the X. The page now updates to let me know that Lauren now has one assignment. Let's now go to a student that is in an M4 level class. Let's pick Adam. For most M4 classes, there are only 2 learning experiences, either research or elective. Most of the time, the learning experience will be elective. If it is an elective course that the student is taking as a research class, you can simply select Research Experience and move it over. This means that evaluators will fill out the research form when evaluating Adam. We can now move down to the second panel, select the Research Learning Experience, select the faculty that we would like to evaluate Adam, and move them over. This now means that Barbara Aaron will evaluate Adam Boddington with a research form for these given dates. If we return to the data table refreshes with the new information, and we sort to see that Adam has now one assignment. You can complete setup for a clerkship in one of 2 ways. First, you can go through the top panel and select the learning experience for each student in your clerkship for that period, whether they are an M3 or an M4. It doesn't matter what class they are taking. As long as they appear in the data table underneath, they will appear in your pop-up in your list of students. The other way you can complete setup for your clerkship is by selecting the learning experience for each student, and then assigning faculty to each one of them. And then moving on to the next student. The choice is yours.